If you're a business owner or senior manager, you probably had more than enough about all the wonderful opportunities awaiting you in the era of digitalization.
Whether it is big data, cloud, data science, or whatever buzzword is currently trendy.
If you would like to hear someone dissecting these claims and showing you what it actually takes to improve business processes, you're in the right place.
This is Between Data and Risk, where we discuss real-life examples of what works and what doesn't in the world of business operations. Hello and welcome to this introductory episode of Between Data and Risk, our podcast where we talk about what works and what doesn't in the world of business operations. I'm your host, Artur Guja, and with me is my co-host, Dr. Marian Siwiak.
Hello, everyone.
So, Marian, what are we going to talk about?
We are going to talk about problems and solutions. Over the years of working in Cognition solutions, we encountered multiple different problems. We worked with multiple businesses in different industries. We are very industry agnostic in different business areas. And we noticed that the problems may be unique, but they can be categorized. There are some common patterns, and the solutions that we found are broadly applicable and transferable. And we believe it's good to talk about problems which sometimes may seem on the surface very complicated, but someone somewhere else found an easy solution, or if not easy, at least working solution to these problems. This is what we want to talk about.
However, and for this, we invite very special guests. So we've got a really great pipeline of guests lined up for you. Some great business people, educators, people from a variety of industries, entrepreneurs, founders who are willing to share their experience and talk about their own problems and solutions, and so you can draw on that experience yourself.
We will also discuss so-called trending solutions. We will not be only talking about, let's say, the historical solutions, but we will be talking about what's up and coming. We will want to discuss what is actual applicability of these solutions, what are their limitations. We try to maybe not be a mythbusters, but we want to burst some bubbles if possible.
Yes, we're very down to earth, so don't count on us to be terribly hyped about some latest technology. But if it's useful, then we're not going to be a grumpy old man, and we're actually going to try to make it useful. So now, why us? Let's present our credentials. Let me introduce my co-host, Dr. Marian Siwiak. He's also known as your friendly neighborhood data guy. He joins in his humble person quite a lot of academic know-how with practical experience. He used to be science director in a private research institute. He worked in Fortune 500 companies as a data science guy, and also is the author of the first published peer-reviewed COVID-19 spread model, which you can listen all about in one of our first episodes. Recently, he co-authored the first book on practical implementation of data mesh, the new paradigm in data management in companies.
Architecture. Artur is, on the other hand, much more structured gentleman. He was working in financial institutions, in big banks, I think all his professional life until he joined us. He started as an IT specialist, as a programmer, I think. He's an IT person by education and by heart, but he moved to trading on equity markets, if I'm not mistaken. I know that he was trading during 2008 crisis, and he remained profitable, which I personally think is a great feat. And we also have an episode about how he managed to manage risks related to changes on the market. He Before he joined us, he was chief risk officer in HSBC. He knows all there is about risks and then some.
Well, thank you for that very generous introduction. So, in practical terms, our podcast will be released every Friday. There are already some episodes released, so you can get stuck right in. You can find our podcast on bdr.show or your favorite podcast platform. We are available on all of them. You can also check out Cognition.llc, our company website, where you'll be able to find information about our services, other events hosted by us, like roundtables. Marian and I host roundtables for business practitioners on slightly different topics, which you can join.
What I think we should say before we say our goodbyes is that we would like to thank Jamie J, author of the book Quit Repeating Yourself, founder of Bottleneck Distant Assistance, and host of Life with Bottleneck podcast. He convinced us to share our knowledge and experience in the form of a podcast, and he shared some tips and tricks which made it all possible. So thank you, Jamie.
And as we always say, enjoy listening, and let's hope it's useful to someone.